It's the Eagle Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Welcome to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman this week. The Forum brought to you by Hayes Med. And today, Monica Dreiling with us today, an award recipient. We're going to talk about this big award that you received, and we'll do that in the second half of the show. But in the first half of the show, I think a lot of people know you around Hayes as a teacher. You've been teaching for like 20 years now. Hasn't that been that long?
Yes, that's correct.
So how did you grow up being a teacher? I mean, did you always know you wanted to be a teacher?
I grew up not wanting to be a teacher.
Okay.
My grandmothers and my mother were teachers, and I saw how hard they worked, and I didn't know if I wanted to put that much time into a profession. But then as I went to college and I guess had experiences with people that were in education classes, I realized that that was the career path that I wanted to take.
Well, when you first enrolled in college, what did you think which path did you think you were going to go down?
I was on a pre-pharmacy track.
Mm-hmm. So then you decided to change over to the teaching, and so
education classes were a lot more fun.
Oh yeah, they probably were. And being you grew up in Hayes, right?
I grew up in Bunker Hill and graduated from Russell County Schools, and then came to Fort Hays State University for my bachelor's degree and my master's degree, and then several endorsements after that.
What made you decide to go to Fort Hays State University? Because there's so many colleges out there, but Fort Hays, how did you pick that?
Sure. It has a good reputation for a college of education. It was close to home, close to family. Family's important to me. Cost.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now, did family members come here as well?
My brother followed me to Fort Hays. He's a few years younger than I am, and he graduated from Fort Hays as well. My parents had both graduated from Fort Hays.
So you became a teacher, and you taught, well, you've taught in the Hayes school system, but you also have taught in the Russell school system and La Crosse too?
Correct. My first year of teaching, I taught special education at Rupenthal Middle School in Russell. And then for about 4 years, I taught in La Crosse. I was hired through the Hayes Western Kansas Special Education Cooperative. And then my remaining years, I've been at Lincoln. 15 years I taught special education, and then this will be my 5th year teaching 5th grade at Lincoln.
And some people out there might also know you as a teacher of religion classes too.
Sure, I used to teach religion classes. Now I volunteer, and I've also been an adjunct instructor at Fort Hays State University for 12 years.
That was going to be my
classes.
next question, yeah. the one at Fort Hays State University, because I knew that you had taught there. And what classes have you been teaching there?
Typically I teach classes in the special education department, but whatever they need me for, I'm happy to teach.
So you've taught a lot of those, and you probably said 20 years in the business. Now all of a sudden you're seeing all these kids growing up all of a sudden.
Sometimes some of them are becoming my colleagues.
There you go. There you go. So now you are at Lincoln School.
Correct.
And that's what we're going to talk about in the second half of this show. At Lincoln School, you were just awarded a national award. Can you tell us about what that is before we go into any details on it?
Sure. So it is the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. And in even number years, it's awarded to a K-6 math and science teacher, and odd numbered years to secondary teachers. So there's one from the state of Kansas for science and one for math.
And you happen to get one of those.
Sure, for science.
So we'll talk about that in the second half of the show, and we'll get into more details on that because that's a big award. And we'll get into that in the second half of the show here. Again, it's Monica Dreiling from Lincoln Elementary School here in Hayes. Our guest today on the Forum, I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman. We'll take a break from Hayes Med and be back in just a moment.
Be one of our weekly winners through football season with the Wolf Furniture Gallery's Gridiron Glory. Players go to HayesPost.com to pick weekly winners in the NFL. Prizes will vary. The best at season end will claim the grand prize, a complete living room set. Register at HayesPost.com in the contest section. Football season could pay off big with the Wolf Furniture Gallery's Gridiron Glory. Presented by Wolf Furniture Galleries, Eagle Marketing Solutions, HayesPost.com, and Eagle Radio.
Someone in here with us?
Ghost Hunters is back with a new team, better tech, and more answers.
This is my favorite part of the night.
We had to flee our home.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I chase the truth. Only with the truth can I truly help someone. Whoa!
Ghost Hunters returns Wednesdays at 9 on A&E.
Have you considered the value that quality video content can bring to your business? Mid-America Productions can provide professional visual media to effectively engage your target audience. We're a full-service video production company serving Salina and surrounding regions for over 35 years. Whether you need videos for promotion, sales, training, fundraising, or other purposes, our experienced team can deliver for you. Find us online at mapvideo.net. That's mapvideo.net.
Welcome back to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner, in for Gary Shorman this week. The Forum brought to you by Hayes Med. If you have show ideas, Gary would love to hear from you. That's gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. And today again, Monica Dreiling with us. And Monica is a teacher at Lincoln Elementary here at Hayes. And this is a long title, so I'm going to make sure I get it right. That Monica is now Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching Award recipient. Well, you don't have the award yet, do you?
I do. The awards were given this
Okay.
last week, and the certificate signed by the president from the White House will come in the mail, and then...
Do you have to go to Washington, D.C. for a visit then, too?
No, you
Oh,
do not
didn't?
have
Okay.
to do that.
I didn't
No.
know if that was part of this or not.
No, they will. They'll send you information about future professional development activities and organizations that you can belong to that are kind of tailored for recipients of this award.
So as a recipient now of this award, how did it come about that you received this? Because there were so many great math and science teachers all across the United States. So how did they find out about you, do you think?
In 2017, I was nominated in the beginning of the school year, and I completed the application process. And then in the summer of 2018, I went to Wichita to a conference and found out that I was a state finalist. I was one of 3 state finalists for science. And then several weeks ago, received an email that I was the national recipient.
Wow, and that's got to be a big honor.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, there are many teachers that are deserving of that award. There's many.
Does this come with a big raise at USD 49 now?
Oh, probably not.
But you do get a raise in a way because the award recipient gets money out of this.
Correct. As part of the award, you're given $10,000 to use as I wish. So that doesn't-
$10,000 minus the taxes, and
Sure.
you're okay. So that doesn't come along every day. But again, there was a lot of great work behind the scenes for you to get to this point, and probably a lot of great mentors that you've had over the years that have helped you get to this point too.
Absolutely. Not just my current colleagues and administrators, but everyone that I've worked with in the past in somehow, some way shaped me into the teacher that I am today. My family, I couldn't do it without them. So.
Do you feel like your family, your kids are good at science and math too?
My husband's getting that way. So he really has been a great support during just any science lesson that I teach. He helps me transport materials and sometimes puts the final touches on some engineering things that I've done, or if I need certain tools, he's excellent about doing that.
Do you find that doing this for 20 years, teaching the math and sciences, that people have given you advice, or that people are coming to you now for advice since you're doing this, done this for 20 years?
I think both. I think there's always room and excitement for me to learn by observing other people, but I think other people too respect my opinion and come to me for ideas as well.
And getting an award on this national level, it kind of puts you, well, you did state award too, but puts you on these different platforms where you can go out and you can now start gaining some experience and knowledge from other people. So your pool is getting bigger now.
And that's one of the most exciting things about the award, is just to hear what other teachers are implementing in their classroom and strategies that they're using. That's what I'm most excited about.
And you can bring these strategies back to us here in USD 49 and share them not only with the folks at Lincoln School, but across the district and maybe some other districts that you've previously taught in.
Absolutely, and that's one nice thing too about adjuncting at Fort Hays is I get to share those ideas with pre-service teachers as well, and they're getting ready to be in the classroom with students.
Well, congratulations to you on this big award, and that is a big honor. It's got to be really exciting for you to see this.
It is. Thank you very much.
And again, we want to thank Monica for coming in today. It's Monica Dreiling. She is the the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teacher of the Year, right? And that is that's a big honor. So we want to thank you for coming in today. Teacher at Lincoln Elementary here in Hayes. Want to thank you for joining us today. This is the Forum. It's brought to you by Hayes Med. I'm Mike Kerner, in for Gary Shorman. Thanks for being with us today.